Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on a narrow frame front bezel for the headlights, and we're going to replace the 4411 bulbs. These ones here are in really bad shape. This one didn't work. Actually, when I tested it, this one did work and it blew the side of it right out. Probably had some moisture in it. So we're going to replace them, and then we're going to test it to make sure everything is working. These are the cups that hold it in. You have to get them lined up, and you can't put them in wrong. Well, we'll try not to get them wrong. They're going to go just like that. So this nub right here goes right in that nub right there. Now this one here has the wrong hardware. They use a screw, which is fine. I see a lot of them come in. These machines are getting old. They're older than I am. So there we go, finally. Try to get it lined up as best as we can. Takes a 3/8 there. Move it over to the side. Now this side won't be as hard because the studs are still in the aluminum portion of it, and should make it quite easy. Right there's the nub again. You want your leads here to be right in line like this. I'm going to spray them down a little bit. Now, might have to tighten them up. Of course, them machines vibrate really bad, so might have to tighten them up just a hair more. I just don't want to break anything. Right here is your ground. You can see that it has a spade right there, the eye spade. We're going to tighten this right up. Now, I noticed that these headlights here I bought them right from my local parts store, CEC, since 1959. They are made in China, but I see they have a spade style just like the 82 series, because the 82 series uses a spade style 1811. Of course, these are 12 volt. One thing is I am going to do is I'm going to loosen this up a little bit. I noticed that that headlight is not lined up real well. I'm just a little fussy. Everything has to look right or I'm not happy. So right here, it's going to be our hot. We're going to go from one headlight to the other. And actually, we're going to leave that one loose because we are going to get our test wire and we're going to try it. I want to make sure you're in frame here. Now right here's our switch, and this switch is actually going today. I wanted to make sure that it's good. And this one here, this spade here is going to go right into the positive right here. This is going to be our hot. And I have my Deca battery right beside me. And right here is going to go right to the battery. So we're going to get it hooked up, and we're just going to use a ground wire from the negative to here. And then we're going to go from the positive of the battery to here, and we should have ignition. So we're going to get that set up. I'm going to move the camera. Right here will be our negative. Then we're going to go right to the battery. Now this battery here is 4 years old. It actually just came out of my car, 300C Chrysler. I prefer Deca. This battery here, my car sits quite a bit. So I'm about ready to start with tractor pulling this year, traveling to different events. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't stranded any place, so I replaced it. Now this battery was good. You can see the headlights are going to work. We're just going to make sure that they shut off. Now, a question I get asked quite a bit on these switches, do they have to be grounded? Actually, they don't. This is an index switch. We're going to shut it off, turn it back on, shut it off, turn it back on. Let's flip it over to see how nice it looks. On, off. Them lights are pretty bright. So that's how you wire them up. I'm going to flip it back over and I'm going to explain it one more time. And then you know you're good when you wire them up. I actually had it this way right here. When we flipped it over, the wires got a little screwed up. But in fact, we'll... Here is your ground right in the center. It doesn't make any difference which one you use for your ground, but this will actually work better. In the center is your ground, right here is your hot, right here is your hot. It's gonna go right to the switch, right there. There's the hot from the switch to there. Right there's our ground, and we'll test it again. And we're in good shape. So we're gonna move to something else. That's a question I get asked. Actually, I've been asked, it's Friday, it's actually Good Friday, and I've been asked that question twice this week. And which is out of a 129, and it'll work. These headlights, I'm going to take them back out. They're actually going to go into a 129, one of my good customers. I was running a little bit low on them 4411 bulbs. So I thought, well, today I want to make sure that switch is good, so we'll make a test and show it here on YouTube, and might eliminate some questions for you when you start doing your restoration and you want your headlights. There isn't anything more important on a Cub Cadet when they have headlights on them that the headlights work. That's one of the, I like them to run good, don't get me wrong, but the headlights working is a big deal. I filmed last night with a mop mower, and I have one tail light out on that 1772, and that just nothing but aggravates me. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And like always, we'll see you on the next video. Welcome back to the channel. Today I found something on Marketplace. It's Good Friday, and I had to own it. These are very collectible, very hard to find. This is the second one I've owned of a 2037 Hedge trimmers, and we're actually going to plug this one in and see if it works. Now, this one here is in extremely great shape, seen very little use. I did put some rust treatment by Permatex on the blade right here, and lubed it up a little bit on the bottom side right there. But it's awfully clean, very few scratches here on the bottom. I did have some dirt in this area and down in here where the cooling goes. Right here is the tag on it, model 2037 Hedge trimmers. And these are pretty rare, to be honest with you. This is only the second one I've ever seen. The other one I actually sold on eBay. I wish I would have never sold them. But that one there came home from the dealership, and my dad used them. They work very well. I used them, and definitely like the Harvester brand and love that emblem on it there. So we're going to plug it in, see if it works, and what a collectible it is. I am going to be honest, I paid $30, which was quite a steal, and ended up the gentleman that I bought them from had some lawnmowers for sale. But I'm going to put you in the stand, we're going to plug it in, and we're going to watch it. was extremely happy. I was hoping it wasn't a scam. When the gentleman pulled up, I actually met him at a local Walmart there, and he pulled right up just exactly like he said, and had a nice conversation with him, because marketplace is hit and miss. There's no question about it. I see a lot of people definitely express their opinion about it daily on different forums. But thank you so much for watching. This is very rare. I'm sure I'm going to have some people that want to know if it's for sale, and I am planning on keeping it. So thank you as always. We're going to move on to something else, and it definitely was a good Friday.